Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Big South Outdoors TV. We got another review coming at you today. We're going to be reviewing Big Red. But before we get into that, be sure and hit that like button if you like the content of these videos. Be sure and subscribe and make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. What?
Hit the notification bell.
Yeah, hit that ding 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 notification bell. Today, I told you when I introduced this machine that I was going to use it for a time and then I was going to bring you a detailed review. Well, today is the day. That time has come. When I first introduced this machine to you, I only had about 12 to 15 hours on it. Well, now it has 209 hours on it. So I have really I have really put it through its paces. I mean, I've done everything, I've been stuck, I've pulled stuff with it, that kind of thing. But anyway, again, we're going to get into it in detail. We're going to give you some really detailed information, and we're going to, when I get through with this, you're going to know exactly what you're getting when you go look at a Gravely. I'm going to start off by saying, give you one little tidbit of information. This is a Gravely 452. There's a couple of things that set it apart from the 200 series mowers, but it's the 452, the 400 series is the 200 series foundation. It's almost identically the same thing with a couple of exceptions, and we're going to go over that today. The first thing I want to talk about is the front tires. There's a couple of unique features about them, and I want to show them to you, and then I'm going to talk to you about it as I show them to you. These tires right here they're available on a lot of different brands of mowers. The only difference between those and Gravely is Gravely's are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit thicker, a little bit more heavy duty. Not saying they're better, I'm just saying that's one of the features that comes with a Gravely machine. These are what they call run flat tires. One of the problems we have in this industry is you run into a yard or run into a commercial property and you pick up a nail. And when you have fully inflated tires or tubes in a tire, that nail goes into that tire, you got a flat tire. And these right here prevent that. There's a rubber core on the inside that if something does puncture the tire, you can still run it until you can get to the repair shop. So that to me is a bonus because time is money. And the less time you spend on repairs, the more money you're going to make. This is your control panel. A lot of people call it your command center. A lot of people call it your dashboard. This is where all your machine controls are located. Well, of course, that's the key. That starts the engine. But this button right here, listen. That is your PTO. That's what turns your blades on and off when the engine is running. This is your accelerator. Of course, you've got the rabbit and the turtle. Of course, the further you push it up the rabbit, the faster the engine revs. This is your choke, and this is the feature that Gravely came out with that I really, really like. This is an actual functioning gas gauge. This tank, this is a gas tank. It holds 6.5 gallons of fuel, and there's two of them. I'll show you the other one in just a few minutes. Here is your power indicator light. You see how it comes on right there. And here is your hour meter. There you go, Nate. There's your hour meter. As you can see, this machine has 209 hours on it. And it's 209 hard hours. Now we're on the left side of the mower. This is the other tank. It's got 6.5 gallons as well. And it's also got a vented tank cap. Both tanks together equal 13 gallons of gas. This is the top view of the tank. On the other side, you had the control panel dashboard, whatever you want to call it. Here you have a cup holder, you have a cargo holder, and this little thing right here, this is something I haven't seen on any other machine. Now if you can see down inside there with the camera, this is a cigarette lighter insert. You can put a phone charger, an iPad charger, whatever, plug it in there, plug it into your USB port, and plug it into your cell phone, which sits right here, and charge your phone while you're working. To demonstrate, this is the phone charger from my wife's car. Here we go. Put it in there. A little tight, right? It'll plug right in, and there you go. The ignition has to be turned on, but as you can see, the light is on, which means the power is connected. So that's just an extra added feature that I happen to like.
And if you're like me and you wear earbuds or music, some like headphones or something with music in them as hearing protection, and your battery's running low, that's a good place to charge it.
This is the anti-rollover bar. This protects you like when you're on hillsides and ditch bank. There's not a lot of reason to have it up. I've got it up for purposes of this video, but I do want to demonstrate how you lower it and how you store it in the lowered position. The reason why we put it down like this and actually primarily use it in this position is for going under low trees or trees with low hanging limbs, getting around shrubbery and stuff like that, because with the bar up like that, the limbs have a tendency to catch on to the bar and actually break off. There's a lot of guys in the industry that use stand-up mowers, and I have no problem with that. The difference between a stand-up mower and a ride-on, on a ride-on, you have an anti-roll bar. On a stand-up, you are the anti-roll bar. That's why I prefer a sit-down machine. Right down here under this plate, that's your muffler exit for your engine. This side right here has a tendency to get extremely hot, so you need to be careful of that.
Especially when you're taking down the anti-roll bar.
This machine is powered by a Kawasaki engine. It's not the biggest Kawasaki engine that comes on mowers, but it's more than enough for the size cut we've got, which is a 52-inch cut. This particular engine is the Kawasaki FX850V, and it's 27 peak horsepower. Okay, you see this blue sticker right here? This is not a factory sticker. If you see it says Opti 4, I'm gonna tell you something about that sticker. That sticker is put on the mower on your machine when you buy it new. It's only at your request though. Let me explain to you what that sticker means. Kawasaki engines come with a 3-year commercial warranty. You use this oil, that's what Opti 4 is. It is a synthetic blend oil made specifically for small engines. When you use this oil on your mower, especially a Gravely mower, Kawasaki doubles. Understand, it goes from 3 years to 6-year engine warranty. That's huge. The Gravely I had before, it only had a 2-year warranty, and that included the engine. So if you're considering buying one, it is well worth your time and your money, because a synthetic blend oil is more expensive, of course. But running this oil, they double your warranty from 3 years to 6 years. This engine comes with a full commercial air filtration system. I'm gonna open it up and let you see it. I've already got the inside latch loose, and here's how you unlatch it. You just pull this little chrome pin thing up, swing it out, and you can take the cap off of it. Now, A lot of times you see how dusty it gets in there. You just blow that out a little bit, or use your backpack blower to blow it out. But here is your exterior, and it's hard to get out with that bar down. There we go. Actually, both of them came out, which is what I didn't want to happen. Anyway, this is your exterior filtration, or your exterior filter. This one is about ready to be changed. I'm just turning it so you can get an idea of, you can see the ring right there. That's where the majority of your dirt collects. Now the feature with a commercial, you also come with a smaller, more fine air filter on the inside, and you can see there's hardly anything that comes out of that. But what this one doesn't catch, this one does. This machine is equipped with a HydroGear hydraulic drive system. It's a ZT5400. Now, let me tell you the difference. My Craftsman that I did a review on, you can go, matter of fact, I'll have Nate put the link to that. The thumbnail right there. You can go check that one out. That machine is equipped with a ZT2200 HydroGear pump system. While we're on the hydro system, I want to talk about these tanks. These tanks right here are not reservoirs. There's a lot of people out there that buy these. They think, you check the fluid here. The fluid is already in the pump that you need. What these pumps are, when you're using the machine, the fluid gets hot, it expands. These tanks are expansion tanks. They are not reservoirs. Understand that. Most of your zero turns nowadays, they don't have reservoirs. My old Gravely did, but it was a 2008 model. This is a 2020 model. They've made a lot of changes, but this, if you can look and see, there's no fluid sitting up in these tanks.
There's a ton of dirt though.
Yeah, there is a ton of dirt. There's dust and everything from mulch and leaves. But these are for expansion only. They're not to be filled up. So just wanted to point that out. All right, this machine, this is the first time I've ever seen a machine. Look at that name right there. It comes with a Duracell battery. I've never seen a Duracell battery in a lawnmower or car engine. This is the first time I've ever seen it. But this machine, as you can see, it's got the battery keeper plate and everything. This battery is 350 cold cranking amps. Duracell is not a sponsor of this video, by the way, yet. These are the blades I run. These are made by Copperhead, right there. They have the 5/8 hole for the bolt to go through and go into the spindle underneath. A lot of guys, especially this time of year, we're in the fall, as you can see, there's no leaves on the trees. They use what they call mulch blades or gator blades, and that's fine if that's the kind of blade you like to use. My issue with gator blades is where this blade, and before I go any further, I'm gonna do a detailed video on different blades, but for now this will have to do. This is what they call a high lift blade. You look at how the curvature of that blade, it creates a lot of vacuum under that deck. And what it does, it picks the grass up or picks the material up, and these blades come by and they pulverize it basically. That's basically what they're doing, is pulverizing the material. Now there's a lot of guys out there, and I have no problem, no issues with it at all. I just do it differently. A lot of guys say not to use high lift blades when mulching leaves because it tends to create too much vacuum and it blows the leaves out. And that's true. But let me show you a little trick I learned, and I'll be honest with you, I learned it from an old gentleman that used to do this at a company I used to work for back in the 80s, the 1980s. Yes, I'm that old. I'm 54 years old. But this is a trick that I learned from him. So I'm gonna crank the mower up real quick and I'm gonna show you what I do. All right, we're gonna crank the mower up and I'm gonna demonstrate what I'm talking about. Oh, it would help if I took the choke off. See how smooth it is? Now, this engine's cold, so I'm not gonna completely rev it up. That's never a good thing to do. Now here's what I do. Instead of revving it wide open and trying to mulch, here's what I do. I run it with the engine about that high, and that slows the blade speed down so it's not blowing so hard. Man, we're talking about mulching leaves and mulching pine straw. I wanted to show you an extra feature that is available for purchase separate of your mower. Most mowers come with a chute that is on here. Matter of fact, I got it over there, but I'm not going to go get it. It's locked up in my shop. But I opted to get this. It is basically a ride-on mulch guard. And as you're riding along, you can just grab this handle, do that, and that plate slides down and actually blocks the discharge chute. When you're done mulching, you don't even have to stop. You just ride on, and you grab it like that, and you pull it back in place, and it locks in place, and you're done. There's no stopping. There's no having to get off the machine. You just keep going, and you just hit the lower, and you raise it up. That's all there is to it.
And in my opinion, that's very useful for when you're still moving.
The next thing I want to show you, and like I said, this is a detailed review of this mower. This right here, this is your access plate for your blades and your pulleys and everything. Now, the one thing that is gravely specific, no other dealer, no other brand has this. They have a system on the deck called the constant tension system on the belt. Now what that does, I don't know if you can see the tension on that belt, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 tension points on this belt. What that does, I don't know if you can see me or not, but what that does, that keeps constant tension on that belt at all times. It reduces belt slippage, it reduces belt wear, and it also stops the blades from slowing down in thick grass. So you can cut wide open and your blades never slow down. Now we've covered just about everything on the mower that really matters, but there's a couple things that I wanted to point out. As you remember in the beginning of this video, I pointed out the fact that this is really a 200 series foundation, but this is a 452 mower, a 400 series. So what makes the 400 different than the 200? This is what makes it different. This is your deck lowering system. Here's your foot pedal. You press it forward or press it down, pull this arm back, and it lowers your deck. You let it go, you press it forward, and it locks it in place. Now, that doesn't make it 400 specific. So, excuse me. So what does? This right here is one of the things that makes this machine different than a 200. This is what separates the 200 from the 400. One of the things. This is your deck height adjustment. Other machines have a pin system. You pull the pin out, you move it to 2 1/4. You pull the pin out, move it to 1.75. This machine, you don't do that. You simply turn this wheel. And you see those numbers? I'm sorry about it being so dirty, but you see those numbers? That's 2 1/2. There's 2 1/4. There's 2. There's 1.75. 1.50. You get the idea. That is called a quick adjustment deck height system. Now, I saved the best for last. This is what separates the 200 series from the 400 series. This is the biggest thing that does. I want you to watch this.
Am I wrong? Or is the world rising? I don't know.
Now, what is that? This machine comes equipped with an air ride seat. You got it, you heard it, air ride.
It's more comfortable than a car.
This is not a suspension seat, this is a true air ride. And let me give you a little bit of history, a little bit of background on this seat. I'm gonna make this short, sweet, and to the point. I used to be a truck driver. I drove over the road, I drove local, I drove state to state. I drove for 16 or 17 years. For 3.5 years of that, I was an owner-operator. Most of your semis nowadays come with air ride seats. They're made specifically for semis by a company called Seats Incorporated. You can look them up. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the description below. Seats Incorporated makes the air ride seats for the Gravely machines. I don't know about other machines. I don't know if Cub Cadet or Exmark or any of the other ones come from Seats Incorporated, but I do know that Gravely's come from Seats Incorporated. This machine in particular, and the 200 series, but I'm talking about this machine. The forward speed, well, I'm going to say reverse first. Reverse speed is 7 miles an hour. You heard that right, 7 miles an hour in reverse. In forward, it's 14 miles an hour. The average acreage you can cut in an hour varies depending on the terrain and everything like that, but you're looking at 4 to 5 acres an hour with the ground speed. If you look at my other video with my Craftsman, this machine is as fast in reverse as it is in forward. I'm gonna wrap this video up now as I put my little armrest, and yes, it does come equipped with armrest. You can literally operate it just like this. But anyway, that's the Gravely 452. I'm gonna have Nate post a link in the description below of the website you can go to and look this up. Now, I looked far and wide for a machine. I had had a Gravely before. I wanted another Gravely. The best deal I found, bar none, I had to go to the state of North Carolina to get it. And I went to a place called Hope Mills Saw and Mower. The gentleman I dealt with, his name is Tony. So if you want to, look them up, call them. They'll help you out and tell them that Brian told you to come. It's getting dark on us, so I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Be sure and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. This is Brian with Big South Outdoors TV saying always remember to live big,
Live Southern,
and live outdoors. Have a good evening, folks.